Hey friends, I was actually off the road last weekend, so we're still dropping an unreleased set, but stay tuned afterwards because I'm going to be answering some of your questions from the internet. And if you have other questions that I don't get to, you can drop them in the comments. And if you have any questions at all, just keep being cool to each other. See you in a bit.
I've also been obsessing over that lady on TikTok who was digging in her yard and found that rug. Like, in case you didn't see this, there's a woman that was on TikTok, right? And this will be important later, but she's white, all right? And basically, she was making TikToks for like her fans and her friends and stuff. And in one of her TikToks, she comes onto the TikTok and she's like, y'all, I think my house is haunted. Okay? And then she starts giving her reason, and she does a little tour of her office where all these things are moved that aren't supposed to be moved. She's like, I'm the only one that comes in here, and this is here, and it's usually up here, and then this is moved over here. And then when I opened my laptop, the laptop was like cracked from the inside. Like and you could see it. It was like corrupt, like it looked like ink had been spilled. It was so shattered on the inside, right? And she was like, I don't know. I think I have a ghost. And in my head, I'm watching this, and I'm just sort of pulling from life experience. I'm just kind of like, you ain't ever been robbed before? Like, and so then, another TikTok she makes after that is she's digging in her yard. I think they're moving a fence or something. And then they hit something. And then they look at what they hit. And it's like this rug that's been buried underground, right? And it's a thick rug too. And then she's like, making a TikTok being like, isn't this weird? And I was like, that's a body. That's clearly a body, okay? And then this is the thing. When it comes to every person has different speeds that they operate at, right? You catch them on one day, they might react to you a certain way, another day a certain way. But some people do have like defaults, right? So one thing that's happened in the last like 4 years especially is that anytime a white woman's talking, we jump to Karen pretty quick, right? Like, there's Karens out there, but then sometimes someone will just have a menu and be like, does this one have gluten? And we're like, Karen! Like, it's appropriate when it's appropriate, it's not appropriate when it's not appropriate, right? But for everything, there is its opposite, okay? And I think that for us, we do need to start talking about the complete opposite, because we all know this person. We all know the white woman who doesn't want to make a big deal out of anything. We've all met this person. She could literally be on fire. And she's like, y'all, I'm just warm. Like, no. You are in danger, Bethany. Let us help you. You know what I mean? Like, she could call you. She could call you in the middle of a robbery. She's at the bodega. It's getting robbed right now. And she calling you being like, oh, no, I don't want to bother her. Just if you get around to dialing those, like, 3 numbers, it would be really helpful. And this is who we have on our hands in this situation, because I'm not the only one, right? I see the thing and I'm like, that's a body. And then everyone else in the comments is like, girl, that's a body. And this is the thing about internet comments in general, right? At best, almost all the time, random comments on the internet are at least not helpful. They're at least not doing anything for you when you read them, or when you posted them, they're not actually good feedback. I mean, like, it happens a lot, especially because the internet's just out for everybody, Especially on a place like TikTok. People stumble onto your stuff and then they just comment on it, whatever they think. It might have nothing to do with what you're talking about, Like, as an example, years ago, I bought some nunchucks. And I was watching a tutorial on how to nunchuck. And the dude's tutorial was good. He wasn't hitting himself at all. He knew exactly what he was doing, right? But then I went down to the comments to see if it was as helpful to other people as it was to me. And none of the comments had anything to do with nunchuck. The top comment was like, support the troops. And it's like, sure, but how'd you get that from this? So for all of her comments to be like, girl, that's a body, I think you should listen. Yeah. She made another TikTok where she was like, another really weird thing that happened was that my stepson was like going to bed and he went to plug in his phone. And when he woke up in the morning, instead of the phone being on 100%, it was on 3%. And you know how ghosts can suck up energy? I'm like, no, we're past this. We're past this. It's a body. It's a body. And once again, she was doing that white woman thing, trying to not make a big deal because, guys, I don't think it's a body. She says, I don't think that it's a body. I'm like, you think it's a ghost? It being a body helps your thing too. Every ghost used to have a body. Why are you acting like we're the dumb ones? And so then she makes another TikTok where she's like, okay, y'all, I called the police. And it's funny because she describes like calling the police and stuff. And when she called the police and told them the situation, I was digging in my yard and I was trying to move this fence. I hit the rug, whatever, and the rug's very thick. We can't just, because that's the other thing. She can't just pull it up. It's so heavy that it's like, it's down there. She would have to dig more to even expose more rug to even try to pull it up. And she tells the police that, and the police are like, that's not like a body. And so the police come out, right? And I am not a cop. I don't know how police work actually works. I don't know what procedure is or anything. All I know is what I saw in the video, because she was also making a TikTok out of the police coming and checking out the hole. And the police, when they got there, I don't know what exactly they were doing, but they were doing that thing where, you know, like when they have their hands in their vest? So there was one cop that walked up and he was like, that might be a body. So police look it over, because cops came twice, right? Police look it over. Then part is fuzzy. I don't know what actually happened linking these two things. I don't know if the police said this to her before they left or if they called later and told her this, but basically they were like, look, it's a hole. I get that you're invested and that it's the rug, but we don't have the resources to just like do some big dig in your backyard for a case that's like not an open case or anything. There's not like some missing person or something. So we just, if you want to dig, if you want to dig and then call us if you find something, you can, but like, we're not gonna. And I mean, look, in this case, it was just the rug. It's not like a foot was hanging out or something, you know what I mean? And so then that was sort of that. And so she makes another TikTok where she talks to people and she's like, hey, listen, I know that y'all are all invested. I know that this is weird, but I don't have the money to just dig up my whole backyard just to try to find out what this is. Because in the case that it's nothing, I dug up my whole backyard and then I have to pay to, because it was also like going in the direction of her fire pit too, which means she would have had to pull up all that stuff. So she was like, I don't know. I don't know where this sort of leaves us, right? And she makes another TikTok not too long after that Because what has happened through social is that we're all talking. We're all talking, we're all, like, listening's a strong word, but we're all talking. All right? But you gain the interest, and you can intrigue people from all over the world, right? And so as people are getting more and more invested in this thing, she makes another TikTok a little while later where basically someone was watching her last TikTok about how, yeah, she didn't have the money to just dig up her whole yard and everything. And so then they messaged her and they were like, hey, I own a construction company. I'll dig. I will not be left on a cliffhanger, all right? Digging is what I do. And so then, the next TikTok is her basically being like, hey, this person with this construction company said that they would come over and dig and help me figure it out and everything. So go ahead and tune back in, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to go live and we'll find out together. This is what's really jarring about that, right? Is that TV used to be TV. You used to get your entertainment from TV, and TV was a thing. You used to buy the TV and know that all the TV would happen on TV. But now, slowly, over time, we're TV. Whether we mean to be or not. There's plenty of people who have realized they were TV in real time and been like, I messed up. I did not want to be TV today. TV used to, we're spoiled. We're used to 24-hour news. We're used to 24-hour programming, even pay programming. When a channel runs out of TV ideas, they're like, well, we'll let this person try to sell you something for 3 hours. You know what I mean? TV used to just have a few channels, too. TV used to have like 5 channels. And they didn't even have a lot of ideas. The TV would be like, guys, we're done. TV, you would have your TV on, but TV would be off. Because they just didn't have any more programs. They were like, you know what it is. We'll see you at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Go to bed. What are you doing up? Why are you still up right now? You have a problem. You need to see somebody, a doctor maybe. You probably have insomnia because you have left this TV on all night knowing that the Dick Cavett show only goes so late. And I didn't know about any of this. My grandpa was telling me, you know what I mean? But like, he was like, yeah, you used to, that used to be how you knew you had a sleeping problem. And now, she's opened herself up to the fact that, like, this incident has made her TV. She even said, tune in at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I was like, you have commercials too? Damn. And then soon after that, she makes another TikTok where she's like, okay, all right. So I got a call, construction company calls, but I got another call from homicide. And a part of me was like, duh, it's a body. But she's like, I got a call from homicide that basically they said that they don't know who the last 2 officers were communicating with because it wasn't them. They must have talked to somebody else who told them to tell me what they told me. Homicide heard about the case and they were like, we would very much like to check. That's like our whole job, to check if that's a body. And so we're gonna come tomorrow and they basically tell her, they're like, hey, if we find something, this will turn your house upside down. Are you prepared for that? And she was like, yeah, I want to get to the bottom of this thing. It's been like on my mind and, we're not just curious. It's like, this could potentially be terrifying, And so they're like, okay. And if we don't find anything, then you're free to let the construction company dig and just see, like, get to the bottom of what maybe is dinosaur bones. Who knows, right? So next day comes, and she says in the TikTok, she's like, look, so still tune in at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, but I don't know what you're going to be watching. So sure enough, homicide comes, they bring the detectives, they also bring the cadaver dogs, right? And both cadaver dogs signal at the spot in the rug, right? And they even did in different ways, because I don't really know, I don't know much about cadaver dogs. All I know is that the first dog, he seemed a bit junior. Do you know what I mean? That first dog was just a little too happy-go-lucky. You know what I mean? Like he really showed up and was like, oh, what a beautiful day. It's wonderful to just be in a yard and be able to run around, stretch your legs, and hang out with your friends and stuff. Oh! Y'all, this is just my opinion. I think that's a body. Second dog comes out, must have been more senior dog. They must bring two just to make triple sure, you know what I mean? Because second dog comes out much calmer, at least to me. Just, had more of a dignified gait to his walk. Walking around. Yep, that's a body. Ooh, y'all, come get me. That's a body. And it's got to be tough. It's got to be tough to be like a police dog because you don't know you have a job. Think about a police dog, just a dog. They think they're chilling. They think their life is normal. They only have like wild reactions once in a while, you know? Like I wonder what it would be like to take a police dog to like just the dog park. Have him converse with other dogs and stuff. Running around. That house dog is like, hey, how you doing? Looking good, you know. I love a pup in uniform. Oh, this? Oh, yeah. I wear it all the time. That was, you know, you come to this park often? Oh, yeah, every day. Every day, me and my pal come here, and then, you know, he lets me run around, and then we walk home, and then he feeds me treats, and I take a nap, and the police dog's like, nap? What's that? Oh, you know, when you just get tired and you fall asleep whenever you want. And it's like, okay, must be nice. You know, and you said your owner gives you treats. What kind of treats? House dog's like, oh, all the treats. It's incredible. I get like the beef treats and the chicken treats. I go crazy for the tuna treats. I try to play it cool, but I can't. They're too good. You know, sometimes I'll play hard to get, but then I'm a sucker for the tuna treats. Do you get treats? And police dog's like, yeah, I get treats all the time. What kind of treats do you get? Police dog's like, mostly cocaine. You know, because I'm one of the dogs that they have sniffed for the cocaine, and so I'm running all in the house checking for the cocaine. I usually get there first, and so you know, sometimes I take a little off the top, you know what I mean, a couple extra sniffs. You know, it's gotta be wild. It's gotta be wild to think as a police dog you're just going for a walk. They're like, smell this. Oh, okay. See what else smells like this out here. You're like, oh, all right. You just on nice stride, you know, running with your pal, and then out of nowhere you're like, something over here smells like, oh my gosh, that's a body. So both the cadaver dogs signal, right? And when they signal, she's like, oh my gosh, she's really taking it back. And I think that's also the first time that this becomes like real, because I think, I can't say what was going on in her head, but I can imagine that like at the time you're just kind of going through the motions and having your own little true crime thing. But then when there's really something there and it becomes real, like, oh, this is terrible. This is terrifying. And then the police even come over and they're like, hey, you might want to stop recording. And so she makes another TikTok hours later where she's like, hey, I'm sorry I left y'all on a cliffhanger. Police were like, hey, maybe you want to stop recording. So I stopped recording and everything. But there's just people all over my house and stuff. And it was just like, I think it was all hitting her at once. And it must have been overwhelming, And she's even saying to the camera, she's like, and the police, they appreciate the fact that I'm the one that called them and stuff like that. So it's not like they're looking at me or anything. I was like, nope. Call a lawyer. 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 Call a lawyer now. Put the phone down and call a lawyer. Don't talk to me. Call a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. Stop talking to me. Call a lawyer. That's a lot to assume. That's a lot to assume. Hey, guys, I just found this body. Like, I have nothing to do with it. And it's got to be tough. Like, I really did try to put myself in her shoes. It's got to be horrific to find something like that, what it might be, all that stuff. I think about what any of us might do. You know what I mean? Maybe not make a TikTok about it, but like what any of us might do. Like, I think about what I would do. I'm a homeowner. I'm moving my fence, and then hit this rug. A rug, by the way, that had a tree planted on top of it. I think about what I would do, right? As Josh, and even more importantly, maybe as like a black dude in America. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'd be like, yeah. I didn't kill him. So then they like properly excavate and they do a whole dig, and it turns out it's not a body. Isn't it weird to be disappointed? Isn't it kind of weird to be disappointed that somebody is not dead? It's not a body at all. It was a rug that had a tree planted over it that was buried, which, I'm not gonna lie, is way weirder. That's so much more jarring now. There's so many more questions I have now. We understand, it's not right, but we understand how people get got. Like, we kind of, like, there's a part of you, maybe you're in the mob or something like that, but this thing is way weirder. That means that your house was previously owned by a freak. That just means that there was someone that owned your house that was burying rugs and planting trees on top. What else were they doing? Licking banisters? What goes through the mind of somebody who buried? What kind of witchcraft is that? I want answers. She gonna be retiling her roof years from now, and there's gonna be a piece of bologna under every tile. What kind of cartoon house is this?
How do you balance weekly stand-up and the Daily Show?
I work at Daily Show Monday through Thursday, and then we go on the road Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday. And so I know that it's a lot, but it's also everything I've been trying to do this entire time. Like, these are all the things that I've ever wanted to be doing, and they just happen to be happening at once. Another thing that really gives me energy, I guess, is the people that I'm around. I get to be around the coolest people that I've ever worked with at Daily Show that are constantly, like, whether it's hyping you up or you're able to bounce ideas off of them, and their enthusiasm and the way that they bring like their specific talents to the show always make me excited to be a part of it. And then the rest is just doing stand up on the road, which is just meeting all of you and, doing the meet and greets when we can and stuff. And those are real opportunities to get a second to chat, even if it is just a moment where, I understand, especially a late show, people are tired and they want to take the picture and go home and stuff. I'm never like thinking about it some type of way. I guess I'm more just so excited to meet the people who enjoy what I'm doing, because sometimes you are creating these things online and it's very easy to see a number of likes or a little ticker go up. And while those things carry their own sort of excitement of like, oh, that's cool that people are watching, it's not until you meet the people that are watching that you get a real sense of what's going on. And so I don't know, if I'm being honest, if I've thought about balance yet or anything. I sneak in my naps when I can, and one day I will find time to sleep. But sometimes I will say I don't realize I'm asleep. I have definitely woken up and not been sure when I was sleeping. So I guess I get enough sleep.
How do you take care of your mental health?
I think I do lots of stuff. To me, I think you're constantly bombarded all the time with stimulus and with media. And I think that even though most of it is negative, the positive stuff there, whenever you open yourself up to it or whenever you focus on it, is just as overwhelming sometimes. There are a lot of people out there talking about the good things happening in the world. And if you engage with that stuff as much as you engage with like mainstream news and being up to date on the latest horrible thing that's happening in every country, I think you can find the balance that's actually happening. Because it's true, all these things are happening at the same time. And I don't know, I think that centers me sometimes, that like as many bad things as there are that are happening, there's so many instances of us seeing like the good in people and the good in the world and stuff. And so that helps me take care of myself. I have people that I will sometimes message if I'm having a rough time, for any number of reasons, just having those people really help. I think that therapy as well. Therapy, depending on your version of it and what you found helps you the most, I guess depends on how often you lean on it. And so, yeah, I think therapy, I think engaging in as much positive media as I can. And I think, looking up specifically for news stories where something good is happening help me take care of myself.
Why are your tickets $400?
They are not. They're not. I cannot say this enough how much they are not. And because of how social works as well, no matter how many times you post that they're not, it may not reach the people who saw the thing. You know what I mean? Like we're all just missing each other because they're not at all. One of the reasons that you might see $400 tickets to my show are resellers. So I am trying to make sure everybody can come to the show. I'm trying to make sure that all the tickets are affordable, right? But if someone buys up a bunch of tickets and then they go to the secondary market and they wait until the show is sold out and then they try to sell it to people who want to come to the show but missed it, they're going to charge whatever they think they can get, right? So while it's $400 in this economy, $400. I am not asking that of anybody. $400 is too much money. Okay. I can't sing. Yeah, I mean, like we're not talking about tickets to like somebody who can do backflips or something like that. Resellers are charging these astronomical prices, which is why I tell people to join my email list. If you join my email list, I will let you know when I add shows. I'll also let you know when shows are happening. You'll also get access to pre-sale in some of the markets because we try to email everyone out. There's a whole thing that I'm learning about how like venue have pre-sale tickets and days, and everybody has a certain amount of tickets that they're allowed and stuff like that. But as soon as we can go to you with the ticket, we try to go straight to you. So that way the email is coming from me, and then you can get the ticket at its intended price, and we completely cut resellers out of it. Sometimes I even lose words for how best to describe how bad of a thing this reselling is, because it cheats you out of money, and it cheats a lot of people out of an experience, you know? Because let's just, for the sake of argument, say the reseller buys my ticket and they're charging $2,000. And then people are like, Josh, love you, nice little quips, nice little witty jokes online, but $2,000, no. Now, somebody who was willing to pay the like $35, $45 that I was charging for the show doesn't get to come. And then this reseller is blocking people from having a good time at the show, you know? So my tickets are not $400. If you see that, you know, not only don't you buy it, but also feel free to warn other people, hey, this thing is not real, you know? So hopefully I've spoken about it well. Hopefully.
Where is your hour-long Netflix special?
It doesn't exist, but I think maybe it could one day. We'll see. The reason I do stand-up is to connect with the people that I'm doing stand-up for. And that's been happening through social, through YouTube, through like live performance as well. So I feel like the connection is there, and it's getting stronger, and it's growing. And so I don't concern myself as much with like, oh, when are we going to get this thing, or can we get this person on the phone or something? Because to me, all things happen as they're supposed to in the right time. And so if there is a day that comes that I have an hour-long Netflix special, then the day that comes will be the day that it comes out. Until then, I'm having a great time posting and writing as much as I can, and just sort of putting that stuff out there.
Can you go deeper into your writing/performing process?
Yeah, so I guess I don't know. I could talk about it all day. So I'll try to give like some bullet points. I think when you're writing about anything, in my experience, I think taking the things that you find funny about them and the things that you find interesting about them and believing in them are going to be ways that you connect people to the thing it is that you're talking about. Not everything is interesting, and maybe everything can't be made interesting by a specific person. But I think if there's any like gold that you actually find in something, someone else will connect with that. I think the missing connective tissue sometimes is belief in the thing that you're talking about, and it's in a full understanding of what you're trying to say. And so whenever I'm writing anything, I'm trying to make sure that I'm fully distilling the idea down enough that if you don't know me, and if you don't know what I'm like, and if you've maybe even never watched stand-up before, you'll still get what I'm trying to say. And I think that is one of the main things I look for in what I'm talking about and how long I want to talk about it. And then I think that sort of all of life informs other pieces of it. So if I may be talking about one thing that has nothing to do with any of the other topics I bring up in my mind while let me see, now I'm rambling. Hold on. If you choose a topic to talk about, right, it may seem incredibly isolated. It may seem like one of its kind. But because of how long humans have been around, and because we have cyclical behavior, it's not. So no matter what the thing is, there's something like it that has happened before, even if it's only in spirit. And so I think that as soon as you pick something to talk about, you can find things that are similar to that thing that maybe someone might not understand thing A that you're talking about, but they've experienced thing B. And if thing B is a universal enough experience and you link it back to A, then I think that you can in turn at least give people the option of seeing what you're trying to say. And that's just one way to do it. I think that the other way is like take the thing that is your topic that's most important to you and breaking it down on every level. At some point with those layers, people will start to see what you mean. Whether or not they agree is like completely up to them. And luckily for stand-up, you don't really need anyone to agree with you. You just need them to be enjoying what you're saying and find it funny. Some things that we find funny are because of agreement, and some things that we find funny is because of the absurdity of it and how much we disagree. And so I think that in those ways, you don't really need to have the way a lawyer does an iron tight argument. You more just need to have all of your points built out and know exactly what you're trying to convey. And then that will be the link between you and the people that you're sharing with. I think that, yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. I look forward to seeing you on the road when I come to your city. Make sure to join the email list. It's at joshjohnsoncomedy.com. And I look forward to making more videos for you in the future. You know, I really love what I'm doing right now, and you're part of why I love it so much. Yeah. Till next week. So when I swing my legs, are you getting that? No. Oh, you're not? Okay. That would be my undoing, because they are nowhere near. And it's like, it's hard to take a man seriously when they're swinging like this, because it's a natural thing. Like if they were on the ground, they would be planted enough that it wouldn't be a big deal. But because they're so free, because my knees are really off the edge, there is a dangle that's not only a bit dainty, it's a bit whimsical too. It's not the right vibe to try to be.
The shoes are also Velcro too, so that...
Yeah, okay. These actually aren't my normal shoes. I wore these because I lost my shoes. And so I'm still looking for my real shoes. But then until then, I have these on, and everyone has been looking at me like I need help. I have not encountered anybody in a store or on the street that has seen my shoes and not been, let's just say, extra nice to me. Dangling in Velcro shoes, it's not the look for a grown man. You know what I mean? Like this is, when I tell you, I'm positive that this is like a walking ick. Yeah, like this is bad. So I was also not happy about it, because I literally asked my girlfriend, hey, do you know where my shoes are? Which is one of the most insane questions you can hit a person with, because your shoes should have been left by you somewhere nearby. But I did not know where my shoes were, and I haven't worn these in maybe a year. I don't even know where they came from. I really don't. Like, maybe I bought them, but I feel like they were a gift, and not just a gift, but like a re-gift. Like, I think they were given to someone my size, and then that person was like, nah, I can't keep these in the house. It's better than not having shoes. I'm grateful to have more than one pair of shoes, but I'm also praying I find my real shoes soon, because, ugh.
The main shoes, they're what, on?
On clouds, yeah.
When are you going to get an endorsement? I mean, you have those on every show, every stage, all over the country.
That's up to OnCloud. I wear them because they're comfortable. But an endorsement would be nice. That would definitely buy some more OnClouds. Yeah, they might as well endorse me. I would just give the money back to them almost immediately in OnClouds.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson. Nielsen, joined by my co-host, stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So we were in Arizona.
Couldn't tell if that was a long Zoom lag or you had to really think if you were okay.
No, I'm fine. It's all fine. We were in Arizona doing some shows. And
yes, we were.
I get back to New York, and I'm just so thankful to be back. I was in LA for 2 weeks, which was a little too long. Like, it was just long enough.
It's a long time to be away from where you live.
Yeah. It was just long enough that I started to really miss, home and my bed and all stuff like that. I feel like there's a level when it comes to travel, at least.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be some shared language now with like what's actually bad and what's not. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I've taken buses,
you
I've
have
taken
me with
planes, I've taken trains.
Right, yeah.
But just the chaos we're living in, because people don't have like a shared understanding of what's gross and what's not, and like what's okay.
I think it even goes deeper than that, because not only do people not share that language, but I haven't had a single airport handle security the same way anymore. It's like there's no shared language even on like the basic rules anymore, let alone the unspoken social mores. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I think it goes even deeper, because we don't even have a foundation. There's not even a ground floor for us to build upon.
We're not even a country anymore. Okay?
But it's not just us. It's like the world is so connected now too, but we don't have a rule.
Yeah.
Can you take your shoes off on a plane?
There was a guy on a train that I had to tell myself that this man was deranged, just so that I could live with the life I was currently living with him in it, because this man had his shoes and his socks off, getting like fully comfortable on the seat across, because it was one of those Amtrak trains where you know how there's your two seats, but then there's two seats facing you.
Yeah.
He had his feet up on the other seats, chilling like he was at home.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even about to sit there. But the fact that loose feet were just out, I couldn't stand it. And you know what's crazy?
Loose feet running around all willy-nilly.
What's crazy, what makes me crazy, I understand this makes me crazy. If this man had walked on with sandals and he did that, I still wouldn't be happy about it. But the fact that there's been shoe heat and sock heat that's now been pressed up on this foot, and who knows if this is an athlete's foot or not, and now you're putting the foot in the seat.
No, that's true, because that's a different foot than a flip-flop foot.
Mm-hmm.
That's different types of stank. There's a lot more process to getting comfortable. It's also the boldness of it, because shoes and socks, that takes more comfort.
Yeah.
What's that?
That was okay. So I am coming to you from my office. I'll let the listeners know so that they don't think that I'm in a detention center. So basically, I'm in my office. So there's going to be a lot of white wall. There's going to be some desk.
Big yawn.
There's maybe going to be a little bit of small TV action in the background for the people who watch the full clips on YouTube. But there's also going to be some announcements. Every now and again, you're going to hear a muffled announcement like we're on the train.
Oh, okay. That's what for a second I thought you just had something playing on your phone, but you were staring dead at me. I'm like, this is some sort of...
Yeah. I wish I had
This is a move. I'm like, why is he trying to fuck with me while I'm...
Yeah, I almost wish I was the level of unhinged to be looking right at you and to also be like playing something.
Just playing some sort of YouTube clip and just staring at me.
Yeah, like
what an
looking at
aggressive
you
way
and
to
not
let
paying attention.
Yeah, that is attentively telling someone you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost counterintuitive, but it also makes it more insulting.
Yeah.
That you're really taking the time to look at me and go, I don't care what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's like the mobsters in movies where you're like, oh, that's the truly insane person is doing something like that.
That's somebody with hate in their heart.
Yeah.
That just truly does not register that you're a human to your face.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you today.
Yeah. Sure.
It's okay. I'm trying to figure out how to word the question. Have you seen...
It's a very pensive episode.
Yeah. Have you seen or noticed a time where there was just some like wild comeuppance in the moment? I know we've talked about that concert, like the guy at the mosh pit that you went to.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm wondering if, since we've had that conversation, because that was over a year ago, I'm wondering if there have been any more times that you've seen like immediate and swift comeuppance in real time.
I guess not really. I mean,
no. I
mean, seen someone like crash their car. It was like, yeah, you should have been looking. That's immediate comeuppance.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's...
I mean...
Yeah, no, that's wild. That's very wild.
People who get bit by dogs. I mean, there's plenty of cause and effect.
Yeah, I just mean, like, if there's anything...
I'm kidding. No, that was such a specific question. There's no way I was going to think of an example. I don't think his story's the way you do. I don't have that, like, Rolodex.
No, fair enough. But I'm also
I gotta take a second.
Them.
No, I know, but I gotta like comb through
related.
old boxes. Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, "Hey, Josh, have you ever had an apple?" And I'm like, "Man, this one time this guy tried to stab me."
Oh yeah, no, you do that shit to me all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember there was this one time where this kid. I don't even know why I didn't like this kid. But I was like, it was in the summer. Had to be in the 8th grade or the 9th grade or something. And there was this kid who I had to swim with because I was learning to swim. I was in the beginner class, but there was like an advanced beginner that I should have been doing in this swim lesson, but because I didn't say anything, have I told you about this before? Because I didn't say anything,
I was just chuckling at I was chuckling at advanced beginner.
Oh,
so like that's
well, no, literally,
this is full ass oxymoron.
This is what happened. This is what's so annoying.
Yeah.
So there was just swimming lessons that my mom took me to, and I had some swimming lessons years ago, but hadn't been in a pool since, and so I was a beginner. Still in my mind, because I was like, hey, if I'm still this nervous to get in the water, I'm not an advanced swimmer, you know? And so then I get in the water, and at first the teacher's like going over the rules in the pool and everything, just like watch out for each other, don't kick each other, like no, dunking each other, like just everyone was getting this lesson. Then she was like, okay, the kids who can swim this much come with me. The kids who like can't swim at all go over there. And so in my mind, I'm a kid who can't swim at all, And so I go over to the other direction. And then when I get over there, it's just a bunch of tiny kids. So it's me, this like 14-year-old, and then all of these like itty bitty babies getting
now,
swim
be honest
lessons.
though, how much bigger were you than them really?
They were like 4.
Oh, okay.
They were like 4 and 5. And I'm like 14.
Right.
And so the lesson starts, and they're like, we're just going to blow bubbles under the water. And in my head, I'm like, I've done all this. Like, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. And the other kids were like doing like half laps on the other side of the pool, but we're like going under the water just a little bit and blowing bubbles. And like, it felt like I was in a Lamaze class and I was the baby. Like, it was so embarrassing. And I didn't have the wherewithal to quit the lesson or to leave the teacher. Because the teacher's the teacher's acting like I need to be over there. And then we do the whole lesson. And then there's this one kid who I guess is just, I'm definitely the odd kid out. I'm the only one over here as old as I am. And this one kid who shouldn't be over here either, because he's like 5 or so, but he's like swimming in place. And so I'm like, who's going to get this kid? This is insane, right? Like, this kid's like a little mermaid. And then he looks at me as I'm like doing whatever little kick exercise we're supposed to be doing. Because you know how they have you, when you're getting a swim lesson, they'll also have you grab the edge of the pool and do some kicks and stuff, like to learn how to push yourself and everything. And I'm pushing, and this other kid next to me, the little like 5-year-old kid, is also pushing. And he just looks at me and he goes, "So what's wrong with you?" And from that moment, I was like, okay, I have an enemy. Like, I have a mortal enemy. I don't want anything good for this kid.
I'm about to be an advanced murderer.
Because I was like,
wow.
What? And then he repeated it. He was like, "What's wrong with you?"
What's wrong with you?
And I was like,
so what's wrong with you?
I was like, what? And I'm like, what do you mean? And this is as I'm kicking. And he's like, you're like a grown-up kid. And I'm kicking next to him like, there's no grown-up kid. Like, if you're a kid, you're a kid.
Hey, now if they're going to be advanced beginners, I think there can be grown-up kids.
Yeah, right. And so...
Sorry, I'm just having fun with all the oxymorons today.
So then he's like, why aren't you over there? And I was like, because I can't swim like they can. Like this little kid doesn't understand the concept of like, I just don't know as much as they know. I know more than the class. Like, I should have been in middle beginner, because the marquee, like the thing that you buy when you go to this swim lesson says beginner.
Right.
So already them breaking up the class was kind of wild, you know? So I'm going to what I think is a beginner class. Now, they didn't fully explain what that meant, but I projected my own stuff onto it, because in my head I was like, okay, they're going to take the little bit that I know how to swim and make me able to fully swim. And I won't be able to swim in deep water, but I'll be able to swim the length of the pool without needing to put my foot down to get air. And you know what I mean? Like, that thing. Yeah.
The basic goal of all swimming lessons is to get good enough to just not drown should you find yourself in water. Yeah. No matter what, that's the you know, the base level is if I find myself in water, I want to be able to not die. Yeah. I'm good with that.
And so then I'm like kicking next to this kid, and this kid is talking to me, and he clearly gets bored while he's asking me all these questions. So he stops grabbing the edge of the pool and just lets it go, flips over, and is now on his back, sort of like kicking up. Like, so he's just floating on his back and still moving his legs a little bit, but he's just sort of like moving in place. And I'm watching, I'm like, why are you over here?
Moving in place.
Like, this dude is like, he's like swimming like he was born in the water.
Maybe he was. Maybe he was a water birth.
Maybe it was a water birth.
Maybe they come out with a little extra skill.
And so then I asked the kid, because I get a little attitude with the kid, because he just keeps asking me why I'm over there. You're like a grown up kid, blah blah blah. I was like, hey, there's no grown up kids, it's just kids. And then finally I was like, why aren't you over there? And then this kid goes, oh, I don't know. And then he goes under the water and goes and swims over with the bigger kids.
Wow. You reminded him that he was a great swimmer.
Yeah.
He, in the moment, was like, oh, you're right. I'm very good at this. Whee! Here I go. He shoots out of the water like a dolphin.
And he didn't go under the water like, oh, let me get my bearings and then go swim. This kid went backwards like he was in a swim competition. Like he just doubled over in the water and flipped and then started swimming. Like he was a dolphin. I hated this kid so much. And so then the lesson ends. And I can't remember my mom took me there or my aunt took me there. But whoever took me there, I get out of the pool and I'm like, why did they have me with the little kids? Like I knew how to swim more than that. And then she was like, I don't know. I was waiting for you to say something. Like, because they stayed for the lesson. So I can't remember who it was, but they saw the whole thing. It was either my mom or my aunt that took me. But this is like so long ago, I don't remember. But she was like, yeah, I was waiting for you to say something. I was like, when's he going to get tired of this? And then, okay, so then where the pool was like a snow cone cart. So there's a snow cone cart off a little bit ways at that, like near that pool. You still have to walk to it.
Okay.
And that kid, that 5-year-old, I'm leaving the pool, and he's already swam and then run over and got a snow cone and come back. And he said something like snide to me. I can't remember what it was. And it was so mean that it didn't seem like he was 5. It seemed like only an older kid could have thought of something so mean. But he was.
You got bullied by a kid 10 years younger than you.
But how? It's not bullying because I was not like.
You kind of sort of got bullied by a 5-year-old in this story.
Just because he was being mean to me doesn't mean I was bullied. By that logic, I've been bullied by a lot of babies. All right? I've picked up a baby before and just immediately started crying, which didn't feel nice.
Criming? What'd you say?
I thought I said crying. What did I say?
I think you said crumbing. That's what it sounded like to me.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's okay.
But anyway.
Yeah, but he made fun of you, so what's wrong with you? And then he got you again at the snow cone cart.
Yeah, so.
And you seem still not happy about it. So to me, that's what makes it, puts it in the realm of getting bullied.
Nah.
I bet he's huge now too.
And so I'm walking away, and a kid said something about like what was it? It was like really messed up. It was to the point where I was like, "Oh, you're not 5." He said, "Oh yeah, don't forget your floaties next time" or something. He said something like that was like in that vein of like, "Are you gonna bring a noodle next time?" or like, whatever the thing was, right? And so this kid,
dog, you got bullied. I don't know how to tell you.
Look, fine,
a 5-year-old definitely bullied you. You got big dogged by a 5-year-old.
Fine, whatever. This kid's like, yeah, don't forget your floaty next time. And as he goes,
he lunged at you and you flinched.
No, that's not what happened. And so then, as he said that, he went to take a lick from his snow cone, and the snow cone was such an ice ball that it all just fully moved with his tongue off of the cup and fell on the ground. And I remember I just laughed at him because he was so shocked. He didn't know that could happen. Little man hadn't been around the block a couple times, didn't know how to eat a snow cone like an idiot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's good with the liquid water, but what about the frozen water? Little pump. All right. I'm glad gravity told him what time it was. You know? And so anyway, he licked the snow cone. It fell off.
He's such a fucking idiot.
Me? What did I do?
No,
In this story, I didn't do anything.
No, but I love you because you talked about like swift comeuppance, but it took so long for him to get comeuppance.
What do you mean
so
so
it wasn't
long?
Really...
What do you mean so long? He said the thing, and then he took a lick, and then his
But
afternoon was ruined.
That was the second thing, though. He'd already bullied you earlier.
But it's swift comeuppance when you do a thing and then a thing happens. You're taking it as if it's the whole entirety of the situation.
You're also just acting like you won, which no, you still got bullied by a 5-year-old.
No, that kid was real
When he
upset.
dropped his,
That kid's day was ruined. I didn't have to do anything to that kid. That kid licked the snow cone. It fell off the cup, and he was. That's where the 5-year-old kickback is. So he got like too big for his britches because he knew how to swim. But as soon as his snow cone splattered on the ground, he was a kid again, and he was all upset.
Oh God, excuse me.
What?
I was coughing. So you're saying the snow cone put him in his place, is what you're trying to say?
100%.
You did nothing. You did nothing and just watched.
I didn't have to do anything.
As your tormentor.
What was I supposed
At the slight
to do?
inconvenience.
My tormentor. The slight inconvenience. Hey, this wasn't a neighborhood full of money. That was his only snow cone for the weekend.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. At least he got to feel like a big dog next to you.
Nah.
Even him out.
I was chilling.
Yeah, you sound real chill about it. I was chilling.
I was so happy.
Oh,
Just splatted. He had a bunch of blue all over his legs like an idiot. He looked so stupid. It got on his swim trunks. I don't know. I just laughed at him.
it's also really hard for me to imagine the story just not as you now either. It's really hard. I'm not really imagining a 14-year-old Josh. I'm just imagining you just like ha 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 in this kid's face.
Hey, that kid deserved that. Oh man, that's so funny to me that he and you could see on his face he got real upset. Like he didn't even, the bully was gone at that point. Like you want to say he bullied me? Any sort of bullying nature just melted away, and then he was a kid who wanted to cry because his snow cone hit the ground. Oh man. I'm pretty sure it was the first lick too. That's what makes it even more hilarious.
That's
to me.
embarrassing.
The fact that it's like he was about to enjoy a snow cone and then he went. Bruh.
That's the little kid equivalent of like losing your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That first lick and then your thing falls. You're just kind of like, what do I do with my life now?
Look, that snow cone place, by the way, that snow cone place
burned down.
I wish it burned down. Okay.
Every bully got taken to task.
This snow cone place was so bad. This is the worst snow cone place like ever. Anybody who went to school, I don't know if listeners from my hometown like would listen to the show or anything, but if you do, if you went to Peabody High School, you probably passed the snow cone stand, this little like cart every day to get to school because it was just out there. It would be out there the whole year, and they would really only open up for the hot days and months. So obviously it was open all summer. It would open beginning in spring, and then it would open if it was like, let's say a heat wave was coming, right? Like it was going to be a particularly warm day. Even if it was October, but it was going to be hot for some reason, that snow cone place would open. So anyway,
See, I like that. Other places don't do that. They're just closed for
they'll
from
like
this date on.
This what's I still don't know the person who worked this stand for real. Like I don't know if the owner was actually the person working it or if they just owned it and had friends, pop in and work it, because they were never really nasty. You know what I mean? So you know how a place like that where you have to bring all these syrups and all of these different like sugary things, they should be attracting fruit flies, especially if you're leaving it. And they never did. You never see like fruit flies or any of that stuff in that snow. So they kept it clean, but they had the worst ingredients that you could ever imagine. The main ingredient is just ice. But I gave that place 3 chances. Right? So there was one time though I'm pretty sure they had dirty ice because my snow cone tastes off. Like I don't even know how to describe it. It just was not good, Mm-hmm. And so then I didn't go there for a while. I didn't ask for a snow cone for a while. And like my mom knows. My aunt even knows how much I love snow cones, It's just one of those treats that's cheap and it's just sugar water, but it's dazzling to look at and it's nice on a hot day. I'm just saying, right? So this
was a nice little snow cone soliloquy you had there.
Yeah. Snow cones will brighten your day. It's hard. I'll even say this. Wow. I'll throw this out there. I have no data to back me up, but I'm almost positive that the weeks where the snow cone stand was open, there were less shootings. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I just couldn't hear the shots because I was enjoying my snow cone so much, or maybe other people in the neighborhood were enjoying snow cones and they were like, hey, this really isn't the day for foolishness, all right?
Yeah. Can I just say that we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this show for a while. This is our 111th episode.
Yeah.
And I think in the time we've done this, I've never seen you light up as much as you did just now talking about snow cones.
Hey.
You had a lightness in your face I have not seen.
Dude, snow cones are...
since before we had career worries.
Snow cones are something else, man. Snow cones are...
Look at that fucking smile. Look at that smile. I don't know if I've seen you smile like that in a while. Dude, I'm just thinking of the beauty of snow cones.
Because snow cones also aren't something... You really have to either go out and seek them directly or happen upon them. Even if my mom was out and she wanted to get me a treat, she couldn't bring me back a snow cone. It's not happening. That thing's going to be melted by the time she gets home.
Yeah, they don't transport well.
And then, oddly enough, once it's melted, and even if you try to freeze it and then have it later, it's still not quite the same because it doesn't get that crushed ice effect. Now all the ice is one ice block.
It becomes one block of ice. Yeah. Then it's a different thing.
So snow cones are a moment in time.
So part what you like about. So that's what I was gonna say. What you like about them is that they're so temporary.
Yeah.
It's a moment.
And apparently they temper down gang violence. Like. No one's like, oh, you got a red snow cone? I got a blue snow cone. Pop, pop, pop. That never happens,
Or they'll be like, let's get to this in a couple seconds. Finish our snow cones first.
Yeah. So anyway.
I've never known of your love of snow cones.
It really hasn't come
when was
up
the last time you
because they're not in Chicago like that.
That's true. You don't have snow cones around as much. We have them around here in Iowa. We used to have our own snow cone maker. It was just a little plastic thing, but you put ice in it and then you just crush it, and it would come out as like a crushed ice thing, and it came with a crushed ice thing. Excuse me, and then it came with a bunch of syrups and stuff too. So we were living that snow cone life for a little while.
Wow.
What?
I didn't know that about you. That's wild that you had a snow cone maker in your life and you didn't share it with me till now.
Share it with you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have it with me.
No, I'm just saying you didn't share the story with me until now, but we've known each other for a long time. That's wild.
Yeah,
It's like if
it's crazy,
someone
our
told
friendship.
me they used to have their own like go-kart track, and they said it nonchalantly. I'm like, what?
That's nowhere on the same level. Snow cone makers aren't like a lavish thing. Because I remember there was a trend in like the late 90s, early 2000s where there was a bunch of like home little snow cone
Yeah, I remember
maker
it.
things. They were just ice chippers is all they were. Yeah.
Hey, I know, but some of us couldn't afford those ice chippers, so we just watched that commercial longingly. I'd watch it because you know it was white kids in the homemade commercial. So then I'd watch it and be like, oh no, damn, another day without a snow cone.
But I think like this area got into that trend a little bit. I don't know. We like snow cones around here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an Iowa thing. I don't know, but they tend to be at most the activities.
Yeah, that's fair.
I love when they'd sell snow cones like during like a football game.
Mm-hmm.
So people are getting snow cones and it's like fucking 45 degrees.
Yeah,
That's
I love them
some
so much.
Midwest stuff.
I've definitely eaten a snow cone with gloves on before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how much I love them.
It's interesting because they're a summer treat, but then you'll see people who like make them out of snow. Like they'll like have like an actual like ice thing.
Yeah.
And just kind of make it, but it's in the winter. It's weird that that's the one like all season treat. Have we talked about for snow cones too long? I think we've maybe talked about snow cones.
Yeah, I'll get to the second one. So the second time that place did me dirty was I got a...
I forgot we were talking about the place. The place that wasn't good, but it didn't have bugs, so that made it okay.
Yeah. So I went there specifically as a child. I'm like really young at this point still. And I'm like, hey, everybody deserves a second chance. Especially when they're trying to spread joy in the world like this place is.
Right.
You know? So let me give them another shot. And I remember I got something that was like called a blue tsunami. It had blue in the name. So obviously the snow cone's going to be blue. It was so blue that my tongue and my teeth were blue. I don't even think they put... This is what I think happened. I think that these people made a mistake and didn't know what to do. So they had, you know, the blue food coloring that they'll be part of the syrup. I think they just straight up put dye into the snow cone because my teeth, my tongue, everything in my mouth was blue for about 2.5 days. It was so bad that my mom got genuinely... She made me use like Listerine, and the Listerine was coming out blue. Like this purple...
Coming out bluer?
No, this purple Listerine was coming out blue, right?
Oh, the purple Listerine.
So she was trying to get me to like maybe wash my mouth out or just something. And I remember I did it about 3 times, which to a kid is just death. Like when you're little, because you already hate the pain of mouthwash because you don't get why it's necessary.
Like, I've been doing this all day.
Yeah, it stripped the pain out of my mouth. It got the varnish right off of my tongue. My taste buds got a bald fade, all right? My tongue couldn't feel anything. And so then, and the snow cone was also bad. Like it didn't taste good. So I didn't finish it.
Right.
So that my mouth was that blue without me finishing it, which is crazy.
Jeez.
And then I remember
If you would got to the syrup at the bottom, then
yay. If I went to the syrup at the bottom, I think I'd be in Blue Man Group.
Dude.
I think that's what happened to everybody in that group. They had that snow cone, and they just kept going. And before you know it, you can't talk. All you know I do is drum. I'm telling you, man. It could happen. It could happen. Warn your kids. Protect your children. It's blue out here.
Don't let your child become a blue man.
Don't let your kid become a blue man. That's negligence. All right.
It's like a documentary, like a daytime show with parents of blue men.
Yeah.
Like they stopped talking to us.
They stopped talking to us. They just kept getting these snow cones, and before you knew it, I don't even know if he has feelings anymore.
He's just like banging tubes together and shit, and I don't know how to relate to him anymore.
No one bought him the black sweater. He was just in it one day.
Just had it. Keeps pointing at me like this. Just keeps doing it.
And so it was so blue that I straight up, and this may be TMI for our listeners who are used to a bit more of a timid show, but I pissed blue.
I was hoping it was going to be that you pissed. But did you actually piss blue?
Dude, it was like, it wasn't like blue like Avatar, like how I'm sure that they piss, but it was like... it was a hue. It was a hue of blue.
I like assuming that the Na'vi from Avatar pissed blue.
Why wouldn't they?
Why would they?
Wouldn't it be weirder if they didn't? Everything is blue. That's a normal color for them. Blue looks completely regular to them.
Right, but I'm just saying it's rare that...
I would hope it's not a contrasting color. Anyway, the third time this place did me dirty.
This is a Buck Wild Snow Cone episode.
The third time that this place did me dirty, they had started trying to sell popcorn chicken. Okay?
Okay.
So, in my head, I'm like...
What if we try hot food?
Yeah, what if we try hot food after we've poisoned all the kids with dye?
No one wants our cold anymore. Let's make hot.
Yeah.
That's the pivot for the business.
I don't know how they stayed open, because there was this one dude that did a lot of drugs that would always get a snow cone from them, and there was a point in my very young life where I didn't fully understand what drugs were.
That man's addicted to snow cones.
I genuinely, I thought this man was addicted to snow cones, because I would see him in other parts of the neighborhood acting wild. And he's like clearly on crack, right? So dude clearly is like a full on crack addict. But he would be acting weird, but then I'd always see him seem so normal when he would go get his snow cone. Now what I didn't know is clearly this man liked to enjoy a snow cone with his crack. Okay? That's what was happening. Because I would see him later and he'd be all wild, but he was normal before, but I didn't understand what drugs were.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, listen. They go together like America and apple pie. Snow cone and crack.
Both icy, you know?
Both icy.
One just needs a little bit of heat, you know? And so then I was scared of snow cones for a little while, for maybe like 6 months. I didn't even tell anybody. But you know how you get those misconceptions when you're a kid?
Scared of snow cones.
I really did, because I was like, I've been eating snow cones. I love snow cones. So now in my head, I'm like, is snow cones like... I didn't know what crack was, but I was in my head, essentially, I was like, is snow cones crack? Like, am I going to be out here in the streets stealing from people to get more snow cone? Like, you laughing, but I really thought this for a couple months. I was because I would see that dude, and this is after the blue thing happened. And the blue thing was like my scared straight program, because that was me being like, oh, okay, not all, you can't trust every snow cone. You can't trust, like, you need to be careful where you get your snow cones from, because not everybody is a reliable distributor, you know? And then I was in the car with my grandma, and when we saw that guy, and my grandma knew that guy, and my grandma was telling me how smart that guy was when he was younger, when he was like in school and stuff, and how sad it was that he's like, you know, like an addict now, because that's all he does.
And you're like,
now, when
I've
she
seen him.
said that's all he does, he had a snow cone in his hand. He was leaving the snow cone stand.
Oh, gotcha.
And so to me, I'm like, she said that's all he does. She didn't say all he does is crack.
Why do you guys let me have these if that's what's going to happen to me?
So then in my mind, I'm like, so is y'all just letting me do this in moderation? Is that why sometimes y'all tell me no when I want a snow cone? Because I remember one time when my mom was taking me to my grandma's house, I asked for a snow cone. But you know how when you're little, you don't think of the logistics of things. So I had asked for the snow cone when we had already passed the place. So she would have had to make a loop around the block and turn around just to get. And she was like, I'm not going to do all that. You should have asked me before, whatever, right? So that was the time I didn't get to have a snow cone. And there was another time where we were about to have dinner. But I'm not putting these reasonings why I can't have snow cones together. All that's happening in my brain is that my grandma is like, hey, that dude, that's all he does. And he used to be really smart and he was going somewhere. And it's so sad what happened to him that, that's all he does now. Yeah. And I'm just seeing the snow cone.
And in your mind, you're like, these snow cones are so blue, they make you insane.
Yeah, clearly, if you have enough blue snow cone, 3 blue snow cones equal 1 crack rock,
That's basic snow cone math right there.
Yeah, because before this whole thing got debunked, like before I found out what drugs were and everything, I did see...
Before it got debunked, like someone came out to prove you wrong, that it was indeed not snow cones, but a very strong drug that was affecting you.
Yeah. So before any of this got debunked, right?
God, debunked.
This guy, I was driving home with my grandma again, and this guy was dancing in the street, clearly high, right? And so I remember what my grandma said about him last time, and he wasn't that far from the snow cone stand. So in my head, I'm like, poor guy, just can't kick it. Because in my mind, I haven't had a snow cone now for a very long time. Because after that blue thing happened, my mom specifically said we were never going to go there again. And so, in my mind, I've kicked the habit, Like, I wish he could quit cold turkey like me, And so the third time was because I was like, let me give them one more chance. And they had popcorn chicken. So we get the popcorn chicken, right? And this is like such a mistake.
Listen, their snow cones are bad, and I think they ruin your life. But they've got popcorn chicken now.
No, this is after I realized that snow cones weren't drugs.
Oh, that's right. After it was debunked, I forgot.
Yeah.
That's right. So you realized it was safe to go back.
Yeah, when I realized that, this man is on drugs.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do. He just likes the taste of blue tsunami in his mouth while he's on drugs.
Yeah.
In fact, drugs are probably the only thing that makes the blue tsunami good.
Yeah, he's tasting it in a way I'm not, and can never.
Yeah, he doesn't even taste the same colors I do,
He tastes an extra color. That's why they gave him all the extra blue.
Yeah, he's tasting green. And so basically we get the snow cone, we get the popcorn chicken, and I was like, let me just go with something super, super regular. I'm just going to get a banana flavor, because at least if my tongue turns like yellow, that's less noticeable, whatever. Like I'm planning ahead in my head. And then we get the popcorn chicken.
Noticeable, but possibly more medically alarming.
Yeah. If you
have a tongue that won't go back from yellow for a while, that's probably not good.
Yeah. And you get a fever, you dead. All right.
Man, you got tongue jaundice? How'd you manage that?
And so we get the popcorn chicken. And I think it was my aunt and I. But anyway, we take a couple of bites, and we've been fully hoodwinked. We've been like, I don't even know how you do this. I really don't know. It's almost a talent, the level at which they tricked us. There is so little chicken in here. There's almost no chicken. So they gave us just a bunch of balls of breading. Just a bunch of fried balls that are breaded. And so we bite into it, and already it's like the breading's not good, so the whole thing's not good. And then the little one I bit into, I was like, where's the chicken? Like, this is crazy. And after I bite into a couple more, I'm like, oh, there's no chicken in here. And instead of banana, they gave me lime. So I'm leaving fully upset.
Yeah. This place doesn't sound reputable.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good.
Not a lot of quality control
I don't even know if it had a name. We would just call it the snow cone place.
I was about to make up a name for it because I was like, I don't think he said a name.
No, I don't think it had a name.
This sounds like this was some sort of shady government experiment you didn't realize.
Yeah, that actually...
They were testing the effect. Yeah.
That would make more sense than it staying open all those years.
Yeah.
You know? The government, the CIA just opens a snow cone stand in the hood, and they try out new blue on black people.
Yeah, they try that out, and they cover it up by funneling more drugs into it. We got to cover up the snow cone stuff with crack. Otherwise, the snow cone thing looks really weird.
We also have to cover up the snow cone thing with bad popcorn chicken.
Yeah, this is one experiment that just kept getting out of hand.
Yeah.
We need something else than to cover it up.
Yeah, maybe the government is not good at stuff.
Maybe they aren't. I think that's what we've learned here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the main moral.
Yeah. So, because I was initially just trying to talk about the comeuppance thing, but then it reminded me about the snow cone place.
I know that you got, but I love seeing the snow cone passion. So don't you dare apologize for that.
All right.
That was worthwhile. I felt like not only was it a good fodder for the episode, I feel frankly closer to you as a friend.
Got you. I feel you. Okay. I'm glad.
I know sometimes you'll ask me like, if you have a story about a certain topic, but there are episodes where I gotta just hold on. I gotta just grab on and we go, and we just keep on trucking. Because there were points where I would just break and start laughing there because I'm like, we were talking about trains or something, and now here we are, 20 minutes deep on snow cones.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's an adventure for me.
Mm-hmm.
We got anything else?
Yeah.
Suppose I could talk about my flights too that I had.
I thought about that as I was coming home, where I was like,
yeah,
let me not. There were things happening on my flight, but I was like, let me not become this dude that's just like has a podcast about his flights. Because after a while, that's gonna really like wear people down. Like I specifically told you about the majesty of flight because that was so insane. But I don't want to become the guy who's like, and then there was a baby. Like I want to be understanding of people's situations and everything. Although I will say one thing that did happen very quick is that the roller cart with all the snacks and the drinks on it. Guy in the aisle seat, that thing fully ran over his foot and it woke him up, and that was insane to see. Because he was waking up with so much pain that he yelped, and so everybody turned around like, "Damn, is this it? We've had a lot of good flights for the past couple decades. Is this a terrorism?" Yeah, and then. Sure enough, the flight attendant was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you all right?" And he was like, he's also awake now, so he's just looking around. So it probably felt like continuing a nightmare. Because if my man was even having a less than great dream, and then he gets awoken by his foot being crushed.
Right, yeah.
Because what he did, this is not the flight attendant's fault at all, but what he did was there was no one in the middle seat, and so he had really like splayed himself out with one foot going backwards and the other foot going forward, and him like laying like sideways in the seat.
Well, see, then his foot's like just full on.
Yeah, his foot's full on.
That's the risk you take.
And so
that's the risk you take getting comfy.
She runs over it, and I'm sure she only got the toes, but still.
Right. Yeah.
But still, this dude wakes up, and he's waking up to everyone staring at him. But we're staring at him because he screamed. Yes. But if you had a dream that you were like in the Matrix or something, this would not feel like you've woken up.
He may also not realize he screamed. And so everyone's looking at him. And he didn't realize he... Anytime I sleep on a plane, when I drift off a little bit, because I don't sleep well on planes, but anytime I do and I feel myself come up, I look around quick, see if anyone's looking at me, because I know I have a tendency to go like when I when I wake up.
I'm so scared of screaming myself awake.
Really?
It's like one of my number one fear. It's sometimes why I try not to sleep on a plane. Because I'm like...
Why are you... Does that happen to you? Do you scream yourself awake sometimes?
I have, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. If I'm having a bad enough dream and I feel trapped or something, or if you have like the sleep paralysis dream where you feel like you can't move, and then or you get so wrapped up in the story of the dream that something bad enough happens that you scream, I'll scream in real life. And then I'm like,
really?
Yeah, it's bad. I'm surprised I've never done it when we've
I know.
been in the hotel room.
Well, that's what I was thinking of, because also anytime we've been in the hotel room and like you usually like go out and you're out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of surprised that you scream yourself awake sometimes.
It doesn't happen often, but it has happened enough that I think about it happening with like a genuine fear. Like I remember one time,
especially in a flight.
Yeah, I remember one time I was restless.
You just be,
and I was like, man, I really want to go to sleep right now, but my body's so tense. I feel like I'll scream myself awake. I could feel it. In that moment, I could feel it. Like if I drift off to sleep right now, I'm gonna have a stress dream and I'm gonna scream myself awake. I just knew it.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I can only sleep on a plane if I'm on like the the window seat. I can't if I'm in the middle. I'm gonna be awake. I don't like being between people, and I get too conscious about like making sure I'm not like spreading my legs too far or hogging the armrests. 'Cause I know I'm like. I know I'm not like a huge guy, but like I'm kind of a broader shouldered guy, so I want to make sure I'm not like I don't want to be one of those guys people complain about that have their just like legs fully open and just like taking it over. Because I even had a flight coming down to Phoenix. There was a guy in the middle, and he fell asleep immediately, just and like head down asleep, and then had his legs fully spread apart, so he had his leg against mine, but he was bouncing his leg while he was sleeping, so he was just rubbing his knee against mine, and it was. It was not comfortable, and I kind of gave him some like little nudges back. It didn't register. He was too comfortable, and I was very uncomfortable because I was also the one I had been sprinting around the airport for because I went to the wrong gate twice, and I'm a fucking fool. And then my backpack exploded while I was running. Just everything fell out, and a tall German man just stood over me and was just like, "I think your backpack was open," and I was like, "Yeah." And he just sat there drinking his soda, watching me. And there was a lady who helped me pick up. I was just like, what's your plan here? Why are you here?
I feel like I would do that. I would get to an airport early just to watch people. You're
just watching me.
Get to it.
Well, it's like the joke I made, I talked about it on stage, and I said it's a little on the nose to have a German engaging in Schadenfreude. But no one really got the joke because no one knew the word Schadenfreude. I thought it was clever, but...
Yeah, but you know what Schadenfreude is?
If you know what it means, it's a... I don't know. It's right there. It's a little softball joke.
Yeah.
But. Should we open up the mailbag?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm excited for this one because, we did a mailbag episode last episode. And we actually got an update on one of them that we actually asked for an update on. The date with the foot fetishist.
Okay. Let's go off.
From Anna. This email is called Number 99 Strange Dates Full Disclosure. So we're getting the full story here. So this is from Anna. Hey, guys. After you read my email, I was so happy you had a great time laughing since you guys are working hard on entertaining us listeners. Oh, well, thank you. We don't get that sentiment a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Also, I realized that my mail was not only not including my reactions, it was also not complete. Here comes the full disclosure of what took place at the date with the gentleman. That's very kind. Nice phrasing.
Wow.
It's very kind. It was pre-pandemic, and I apologize for the long email. I have had my fair share of strange dates and miserable relationships, and it has made me a bit picky when it comes to dates and relationships. So when this gentleman asked me out, I asked my coworkers about his character, since he is in the periphery of my line of work, and we met a couple of times due to work. I love their wording so much here. They're in the periphery of my line of work.
Yeah.
That's a really nice way of saying I don't fucking know this guy. They vouched for him, so I agreed to a date. We met up outside the restaurant on a Friday after work. I had taken the time to freshen up, change to a new blouse, to my tight black office skirt, and open-toe heels. I was looking forward to a nice time and some good food. As we were seated at the table, I noticed that the restaurant was full, and at the table next to us was a family of 3, a mom, dad, and a son around the age of 10. We ordered wine, and the conversation revolved around the usual topics: work, family, and so on. It was about 40 minutes into the date that he brought up his fascination for feet. Mind you, he was... Sorry, I made myself go. Mind you, he wasn't low-key. just be like, oh, I love feet. Yeah. Woo! Can't get enough of them.
That's so funny.
He talked about the shape, size, touch, look, and the smell of feet in a way that was borderline to describing an ice cream. Feet were his kinks. I wasn't shocked, but more surprised that he brought it up less than an hour into the first date. The situation felt awkward and strange, and I laughed out loud thinking this was a joke and that my coworkers were sat somewhere in the restaurant and were about to jump out and yell pranked, you know. I looked around and noticed the big eyes of the dad next to us and turned my head just in time to see the gentleman sliding off his stool. Sliding off his stool. Oh, no, I lost my place. Sliding off his stool, trying to be discreet. He grabs my feet, pulls off my open-toe heels, takes a good look at my manicured toenails, licks his lips, and sniffs my shoe. It's the licking the lips is very... What happened next seemed to happen in slow motion to me, but only took seconds. As the gentleman sniffed my shoe, I registered something flying through the air, and I looked up from the gross image of the gentleman sniffing my shoe and saw the open mouth of the dad coughing food onto my new blouse that slowly slid down my chest.
Oh.
The mom made a face of disgust as we all heard the gentleman
What?
Hang on! The mom made a face of disgust as we all heard the gentleman exhale a moan of, ah, so good. Oh, I threw up in my mouth. Here I am disgusted, humiliated, and totally focused to not vomit. Deep down, I'm actually starting to get angry. The total disrespect of not asking permission to take my shoe off and sniff it, nevertheless in public. The disrespect to the other guests at the restaurant, too, who had to witness the whole thing. My thoughts swirled around. He is totally crazy. And how to get out of the situation with some dignity left and the irritation of my ruined new blouse. Oh, there's more. Hang on. While the gentleman had ranted about the delight of feet earlier, he forgot 2 important things he should have asked me. 1, whether or not I was ticklish on my feet, and 2nd, what I do in my spare time. You see, I'm very ticklish, and I've been practicing Wing Chun, Kung Fu, for years. As he sniffed my shoe, he loosened the grip around my foot, and his hand softly slid from my heel towards the arch of my foot and tickled it. As a reflex to get him off me, I pulled my feet back and in an upward motion, kicked him in the forehead with a whack.
God.
You left out a lot of stuff in this story from the first time you sent it to us, Anna. The gentleman's upper body flew upwards towards the table, and he hit the top of his head on the table. I realized that there is no way I can end the date with dignity, and that made me even more upset. The disappointment was quite overwhelming, and I had just kicked my date in the forehead, and the feet were already leaving a red mark, just like an open hand slap as a cheek would on a cheek would.
So the thing that I'm stuck on is that because you've been doing Wing Chun, if you want to get out of here with dignity, you just gotta fight everybody in the restaurant. Just start whooping
you have to kick
ass.
Everyone's ass. You have to kick every person's ass in that restaurant.
Wow.
As I pull my shoe out of his hand, the server appears out of nowhere with the starters and asks if everything was all right. As I met the server's eyes, I knew I was saved. I put on my shoe, glancing at the gentleman, rubbing his forehead, all confused, leaning one hand on the floor. The server said, "I guess you don't want any starters. Don't worry about the wine glasses, just go now." The glasses had fallen and were broken after the table was headbutted. So she kicked this man's head into the table, which knocked over glasses and they broke.
Yeah.
Wine was dripping from the edge of the table onto my skirt and onto the shoulders of the gentleman. Your outfit got ruined.
Yeah.
Not only your outfit got ruined, this man took your shoes off too. I'm sorry. Your clothes were disrespected on this date. You've been through a lot. This is a lot. I grabbed my purse, pulled out one of my business cards, and handed it over to the server. Thanked him, and if he wanted to meet for a drink or coffee, he just had to call me. Buck wild twist. That's a turn I was not expecting.
We've been
In
married
that moment,
for
be
a
like,
year.
you know. As I walked off, I heard the gentleman scream, "Ouch, my hand, get off my hand." So I guess the server stepped on his hand. And Anna, get off my hand. Oh, you stepped on his hand. No, there were no more dates with the gentleman or going back to the same restaurant. I have met him a few times due to work, but that is a whole different story. But I did go on dates with the server.
So you were just keen to tell us a quarter of the story.
Again, we need another update now.
Yeah.
Because now you dated the guy who was at the foot fetish date.
I do feel like we're just...
You had to have talked about that.
Yeah, we're just going to end up doing a podcast off of Anna's updates.
Yeah. Yeah, we found our third co-host.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love a series in the mailbag to have an ongoing story. But I'm so happy I found your show on Spotify. I have binged it since I found it in July this year. In most episodes, there is a story that I can relate to or is actually similar to an experience of my own. Well, neither of us come close on this one. Thank you for being you, and I wish you all the best in all you do. Maybe a theme about going to the doctor or dentist. Just offering up another phrase as if your story isn't the only thing I'll ever think about again.
Yeah.
Take care and stay cool. Love, Anna. Anna, thank you.
Anna, thank you so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you all, really. Thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, Josh Johnson on Twitter, Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and Josh Johnson Comedy on TikTok and YouTube. We're going to be posting clips of the show. And if you're looking for Logan...
Wow, you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into our mailbag and just challenge our lives, you can email us.
Really change our week.
Show. Really just change. Yeah, this whatever week I was going to have is gone now. And it's this week now, whatever this has created. You can send those to joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. And you can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We like to read those there too. And you can find bonus content, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We got some bonus podcast stuff. We got deleted clips, lost episodes, bonus videos, access to live shows. And speaking of live shows, we have one coming up. What is it? It's Sunday, September 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Did I get all that right off the top of my head?
Let me see. I want to check.
Pretty sure I nailed it with that. I'm pretty sure I nailed it.
It's the 25th if it's Sunday.
Ah!
Yeah.
Fuck.
But you were close.
Damn it.
Sunday.
No, I'm a failure.
September 25th.
I ruined it.
At 6 p.m.
There'll be tickets in the episode bio, and they're really fun. The last several we've had have, I think the last time we talked about the Brave Little Toaster for a while. Watched some videos, so we're never sure what we're going to do when they happen. So you should join us.
You all have a great rest of the day, great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Go get you a snow cone.